guys, Crackshot 47 here. It's my kind of impromptu office space for today. I know in previous videos I discussed talking about Cold War guns specifically. I was going to kind of venture more into a series on YouTube where I would discuss various Cold War guns that I owned, kind of their historical provenance, and then shooting them a little bit. I also alluded to in the previous videos that I was going to explore the Soviet Union's reasoning for discarding the Tokarev pistol in favor of the Makarov pistol, and adopting the 9x18 Makarov round versus the 7.62x25 Tokarev. And that's what this is a preamble to that video today. We're going to be doing that in the follow-up video to this one. And in this East German bag here, I have the two pistols we'll be showcasing, and I wanted to introduce them. So first, case here we have an M57 Tokarev. Weapon is safe. Now if you'll notice really quickly, this is the Yugoslavian variant. It has the Yugoslavian crest. It's actually on top of the slide here. And other than that, it's pretty much your standard fare Tokarev. Although the Yugoslavian variants are unique because they can have one more round in the magazine. So opposed to just 8 rounds, you get 9 rounds out of the M57 Tokarev. So the M57 Tokarev was adopted by the Yugoslavian military shortly after the Second World War, and it served up until it served up until the 90s. So this gun is still available on the surplus market, still pretty reasonable. It's probably one of the more reasonable Tokarev variants, and probably one of the best Tokarev variants. Now, in order to import these guns into the country, they typically have to put a safety on there that the gun wasn't originally designed with, because they can't import these firearms without safeties, and typically they'll be on this side of the pistol. It'd be either a frame-mounted safety or a slide-mounted safety, like similar to what you'd see on a Beretta. This pistol, as you'll notice, does not seem to have any safety features. Well, any manual safeties, rather. But if you look closely, you can see what they did on the new imports. This little, what Mac calls a dingus, if you watch his videos, this little Glock-style safety on the trigger is designed to replace the more gaudy frame-mounted or slide-mounted safety. So it's actually a really, really sweet piece, and the import marks are very discreet, which I appreciate. So this is the gun we're going to be showcasing. Again, 7.62x25mm Tokarev. And also, one other thing, something I really don't like about the gun, but it's what the Yugoslavian military wanted, I guess, in their Tokarev pistol. If you notice, you can't actuate the trigger when the magazine's released. It has a leaf spring in here that prevents the gun from firing if the magazine is out of the gun. So it's a magazine safety, essentially, which I really don't like on modern handguns, and it's kind of out of place on a Tokarev, but it is Yugoslavian Tokarev. That's what they wanted for their military. So, but again, this is probably my favorite Tokarev variant. Again, 9 rounds instead of 8, so I kind of like that. And that's the gun we're going to be showcasing in the video, against the firearm in this box. This is a new acquisition for me from AIM Surplus. CZ82 pistol. They're still available if you guys are interested. Again, safety check. Magazine's clear, chamber's clear. Now this gun was adopted in 1982, fielded in 1983, and was kept in production up until the early to mid 90s, and it's still within police holsters, within police officers in within the Czech Republic today, former Czechoslovakia, and it's in service with backup reserve units for the military as well. So it's still in service, but they are coming in as surplus. Fantastic firearms. They're a double-stacked variant of the Makarov pistol. So the Czechoslovakian military wasn't necessarily interested in adopting the Makarov pistol initially, or the 9x18 round, and their VZ52 pistols kind of soldiered on until really the early 1980s, until they were replaced by this pistol. Now this is an indigenously produced Makarov variant that the Czechoslovakian military, well, they specifically chose this pistol because it was distinct, and it was a distinct, improved variant of the Makarov, and has some features that you'll see on modern pistols, but you won't see on many Cold War guns. This is a double stack magazine. All started with the Browning high power, but it's kind of the same thing with this thing. It's the same inspiration. It's a double stack magazine, 12, so you get 12 rounds in the magazine plus one of the pistol, make for a total carry package of 13 rounds. And something else that's interesting, the safety on this gun. You can't actuate it unless the hammer's back. But 1911 style safety, available on both sides of the pistol. And, drop that, no decocker on this pistol now. There's no decocker, but if you look closely, you'll notice there's a gap between where the firing pin is and where the hammer is. That's very similar to how like a 6 hour is. So it's pretty nice safety, really nice safety feature, so it's kind of hard to set the gun off unless you're not really that careful. Like I said, actuate the safety, drop it. Another thing, the magazine release on this gun, available on both sides. That's a first for military handguns. So I'll set this off at the side and explain a little bit of what we're going to showcase in the video. So in the video we're going to be testing penetration, we're going to be testing generally how, it's not very scientific, but generally how powerful these rounds are compared to each other. And we're going to try to explore the reasoning by which the Soviets decided to adopt the Makarov pistol versus this pistol. Now if you notice, most Makarov variants, they carry about 8 rounds in the magazine, which is very similar to the Tokarev. But the Tokarev's ammunition, 7.62x25, is a lot more powerful. It's comparable to 30 Luger, but it's a little hotter, actually quite a bit hotter. And it's been shown in modern testing. If you watch a lot of YouTube videos, you'll see it can defeat 3A body armor. That's not necessarily so with the Makarov. The Makarov, 9x18 Makarov, is more powerful than 380, less so than a 9mm, but generally comparable along that same spectrum of those 3 rounds. But you have to ask yourself, why would the Soviets adopt a pea shooter relative to the Tokarev if it carries the same amount of ammunition, this gun notwithstanding, because this is kind of special? Well, we're going to explore kind of the benefits and the negatives of carrying each pistol. You'll notice, pretty big pistol, a lot to carry around. Thin, very thin profile, easy to carry, but a big pistol. These are a lot smaller. This particular one is actually larger than your standard Makarov in the grip, but generally about the same size. P64, same deal. PA63, same deal. Small guns, they're very easy to conceal and a lot easier to carry, and it's a lot easier to carry more ammunition. So we're going to explore that kind of mentality too, because there's different schools of thought here. So it's not necessarily the case that the Soviets fucked up, but we're going to kind of talk about in some ways they might have screwed up, and in other ways adopting the Makarov may have actually been a good decision. So, one more thing. We're also going to compare East and West. And originally I was going to use the VP9 for this video, but I wanted to compare military pistols. So these two right here, military pistols for the Eastern Bloc, and I have a military pistol right here. This is a SIG P226 Mark 25 and 9mm Parabellum. 15 round magazine. And you know, if you fired SIG, it's pretty much your standard fare. You got your decocker here, mag release here, and nice little anchor on there, a naval anchor. I kind of like that. You know, I was a Navy guy, so it means a lot to me. I picked this gun up probably about a year and a half ago, and I've shot it quite a bit. I never really did a video on it, but I really wanted to test this out versus this, and I want to see how well the ballistics. I want to see how well the ballistics are relative to both pistols, 9x18 versus 9x19. So that's going to be the second part of the test in the video. We're going to see how well these pistols do first relative to each other in terms of penetration. That's just what we're going to be studying. We're just going to be doing penetration with this, as well as some of the other features like carrying it and things like that. This one's just going to be penetration. I want to see how well the 9x18 does against the 9x19. And that would be kind of a shorter section of the video, but I just want to give you guys a heads up of what we'll be doing for the next video, and I hope you guys like this because it's something that really interests me, to kind of compare and contrast these pistols, East and East, East and West. And following this video, eventually we're also going to do a full review of this pistol as well. And, we'll do some more in-depth shooting with it, and this one as well, because I think since they started importing this pistol with the Glock style trigger, I think it looks a lot better and it's a lot more appealing to maybe people who are more historically minded collectors, people such as that. And they're really beautiful guns. They really are. They're outdated in some respect, but you know, they're quite interesting. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's kind of just an introductory to the next video. And I apologize for not having my video up on Monday, but I will have a video up tonight, which will be the one right before this one. It's going to be a really interesting one, especially if you guys like 22 Super Calibre and wonder, well, what the hell happens if you get shit stuck in your barrel? Well, we'll see. Anyway, thank you for watching, and if you want to see more videos, like, subscribe, hit the bell, and give me suggestions down in the comments for follow-up videos. But one last thing, I'm going to be actually heading off to China here in, well, in about 7 days actually, the following week. And we'll have some videos up in the meantime, but some of the stuff on the channel is going to shift a little bit. There's still going to be some shooting stuff. My cameraman's going to do some interesting things at the range for you guys as well. But I'm going to be showcasing some stuff in China as well. I'm still going to be doing videos, but I'm going to be maybe deviating from firearms a little bit. While I'm there, I'll be there for about a year. I'll be there till next July. So I'm leaving September. I'm leaving early September. I'll be there till late July next year. And I'm going to try to get maybe some videos on accessories, firearms accessories, because those are really big in China right now. Scopes, scopes, slings, grips, all that stuff. Like stuff you can put on your firearms, not necessarily firearms themselves. And I'm going to see if I can actually go to some museums and check out some historical firearms. And we can talk a little bit about that, time permitting. But I will definitely try to get those videos out to you while I'm in China, but there will definitely be some interesting content on the channel coming forward, in the future, going forward. So that's really all I got for you guys today. Crackstraw 47 out, and have a good afternoon.